See me?
I can. You look
All
great.
right. Hi. Hold
You
on
look
one second. I
amazing.
apologize. Um, it told me to rotate my phone. Okay, so I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here. I am so
I'm
excited.
excited to be here with you. I love all the
Yes.
amazing things that you're doing.
Same here. Same here. When
Thank you.
I thought about us talking, I was like, we met about 5 years ago. Just
Yeah.
some backstory on our whole
Yep.
friendship. We met about 5 years ago at the Rhythm of Gospel Awards. I was a nominee, you was a nominee, and we
Yep.
were there.
Yep.
And since then, I've been following your music. I went and got my everything. I got
Wow.
authority.
Wow. Yeah.
Rise up. I'm so excited, and so I was delighted to have this conversation with you and with all of your fans. I love gospel music. I love what you're doing, and so thank you again for let's just having this conversation. I'm proud of you, and congrats.
Thank you so much. Well, when I think about rising up, you're a prime example of just being a shining light, just having that confidence, just going forth with what God has put in your heart. And so, this is divine that you and I are
Yeah.
here talking. Yeah.
Yes, it's so divine because just like you said, rising up, we're doing what God has placed in our heart, sharing it with people to help them
Hmm.
along the way. You with music, me with books. These are our God-given talents, and so
Yes.
I'm humbled that we connected when we did, and so that I can see all of the
Yeah.
great things that God is doing through you and all of the people that you're touching with all of your music.
Thank
So
you. Thank you. Well,
I wanted to
I want
ask
to
you.
apologize. Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, I want to apologize because you've been following me for 5 years, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of fumbles, a lot of, well, thankfully there's some growth that's been taking place. So I'm somewhat embarrassed with as I look back at my journey. I'm like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why did I, post that? But it's all growth.
Yeah, it's learning. I mean,
Yeah,
being out here
it is.
and when God calls us, because he called me like at 14 to start writing poems to help heal. And I didn't know exactly, you know what I'm saying, like how that was going to be. And so I just kept going and kept moving. And even
Yeah.
when I felt like I may have done something that probably wasn't pleasing in his sight. I just went
Hmm.
to him, asked him, he straightened me out, gave me some direction. And so,
Yes.
the one thing that I like about this, we're human. You know what I'm saying? We understand that we're on this journey. But the
That's true.
one thing is we're gonna keep rising up and getting up every day and do what we've been called to do. And so I'm so excited because just talking to you, I want to know because I've been listening to the song
Hmm.
since I first downloaded it. I bought it off of Amazon. Yay! That's why I go and get all of
Thank
my
you.
music,
Thank you.
and I've been listening to it. So I want to know what what is your favorite line from Rise Up?
Okay. In the first verse, there's a line that says, "You're the God of all creation." Um, what is that line? You've been chosen. You've been chosen by the God of all creation, and you have no idea what's in store.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow. And that's just a testament because a lot of people need to know that they're chosen, even though they may be going through some things. And I'm gonna tell you my favorite line, but even though they may be going through something, I think the essential point of others out there to know that they're chosen. And so as I was listening to your song Rise Up, my
Hmm.
favorite part of it was everything you've been through has made you that much stronger, but it
Yes.
was to prepare you for your
Hmm.
climb.
Yep.
And I can see that you know, just playing out in my life, and I know in the lives of others who are listening when they listen to Rise Up. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to have a favorite lyric too, a favorite line.
I'm
So
so
I was
glad.
listening and I was like, this is really awesome because it hits home. Everybody has that, you know, point in their life. And so I'm
So true.
glad that, like, we know that we've been chosen, because we have to always know that we've been chosen no matter what, you know, happens, whatever we have to go through, the trials and tribulations, we've been chosen, the good times and the bad times. And so thank you so much for just highlighting, you know, your favorite line, in Rise Up. So Kendall, I want you to tell us and all of the listeners, hey out there, everyone that's listening.
Yes, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. So how would you describe Rise Up? How would you describe it?
Oh, Rise Up is it's a strong groove. I mean, when you hear it, instantly it makes you want to move. It makes you want to dance. Um, and it's very catchy. The hook is very catchy. You're gonna sing along with it. Once you hear it a few times, it's just gonna that rise up, rise up, rise up is gonna get you. But then, so the music is so dope. I love the track. What we were going
Yeah.
for was like an old school vibe, but
Yeah.
the message. So the music is amazing, but the meaning of it, the message of it is so powerful. So it's just a perfect combination. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a perfect
Yeah.
marriage of music and lyric.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I want to tell you, I was playing it right before this interview, and my son walked through and he said, Mom, he said, that sounds like some old school music. And I was like, yeah, I was like, he's like, but it got a good beat, it got a good
Wow.
rhythm. And so he's 11, and he was just passing through, you know, as I was listening. So it's really catchy.
Mhm.
I love it. Like you said, the perfect, you know, between the lyrics and between the music, it just keeps
Yes,
you upbeat. And so you all did an
it
amazing
does.
job,
It does.
you know, with the
Thank you.
music, and you know, with the song. You did an amazing job with the song.
Thank
So
you.
can
And you
you
know,
tell
I want to
everyone?
give shout. I just want to
Go
quickly
ahead,
give
go ahead.
shout out to the producer and to my co-writer who helped create this amazing song because I didn't do it by myself. So um, when I knew that this was the song that I wanted to write, I instantly reached out to a good friend of mine who is a Grammy-nominated songwriter. She's also a Dove Award-winning songwriter. Her name is Delisha Thomas, and I don't know if she's watching, but so I got with her. The message of the kind of the overall concept of the song really resonated with her. So we vibed, you know, quickly, and that's how I knew this song was going to be special because I mean, just a conversation that she and I had, we kind of did some brainstorming, and we knew that this song was going to make a great impact, you know. And then once I got with Brian Poppin, who is a well, you know, established artist in his own right, Billboard on the Billboard charts, and you know, he's just doing
Wow.
a lot of amazing stuff as an artist and a songwriter. Once I got with him, he loved the message of the song, and I said, you know, this is the kind of sound I want to go with, and he was feeling it, and so my team, the three of us, we just all knew that this was going to be a great song, and I give God the glory because he loaned this song to us, but their expertise really helped make this song what it is. So I'm
Yeah, and
grateful.
it's always great to have a great group, you know, a great team, and those who have experience in doing this. So, you
Absolutely.
know, congratulations to you all. Kudos to everything that you all have done to make this song amazing. And so
Thank
that's
you.
great to always have a good team behind you and working with you to see your vision, to work with you along
Absolutely.
to see your vision. So
Absolutely.
shout out to them if you're listening.
Yes.
So I wanted to know, and I know all of the people who are watching and those who will come back and watch, what is the song Rise Up like really about?
Well, it's really my life experience. So, there is a misconception about success that says if you're not famous, if you don't have a large following on social media, um, if you're not in Hollywood, then you don't have value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this song is basically saying if you're breathing, if you're under the sound of my voice, then you're here for a
Yes.
reason. God placed you here for a reason. Find out what that reason is and then rise up and go get it.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it's saying. You can do it. You don't need anybody's permission. LaDonna, for so many years, I thought that I didn't measure up. And you know what? I'm not going to blame anyone. I'm going to blame myself. It was my
Mm-hmm.
lack of understanding of my poor self-esteem. But you see larger brands and larger personalities going and doing, and then you seem like it seems like you don't have the same opportunities. The doors are closed when you try to. I know you've experienced this as an author.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have that machine behind you, so it seems like you don't have the value. So then you can get in this mindset, well, why even try? Because I'm never going to break through. But then I had a revelation. Wait a minute, I'm chosen. God has called me, so
Yes.
I need to not worry about who's against me or who's for me or who's against me, and I need to get my faith in God and my purpose, His purpose, really, and just go forth.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that because I know how it could be. I especially do know how it was because even when I started out poetry, I don't think I had many people supporting me or thinking that it was going to get to where I have gotten today. But like you
Yeah.
said, I had to go back to God's original vision. I had to
Yes.
tap into what He said about this
Yeah.
is what I want you to do, and then
Yeah.
I had to. I rose up over the course of my life,
Yeah.
and just started to believe in what it was doing, and even like you said, if you when I hadn't made it to platforms of international and different things like that, I
Hmm.
still wanted to make the impact
Yes.
that I was born to make and that God wanted to be. And so sometimes you can feel, oftentimes when you come from small towns and no
Hmm.
one's ever done it before, and saying
Yes.
you're the trailblazer of that era and you're doing it, and so it gets a little shaky sometimes. But I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you tapped into who God created you to be, and you tapped into what He wanted you to do, so that people all over the world could hear your music and hear Rise Up, and get to understand that they have a purpose, and that they
Yes.
can do it, even if they start. And so
Yeah.
I'm so
You have to
glad
start.
that
You have to start.
yeah.
You know, I
Right. And listen, I
yeah.
often tell people, even about like writing books, I'm all things books, but I tell them that, if you have a book, they always say, I want to write. I was like, you got to get it out. And so you
Yeah.
got to get it out. And so even with the
Yes.
music, I know you had to start somewhere
Yeah,
and to get
absolutely.
it out. And I'm so glad that here we are, your music and different things, we're following you, and we are getting introduced into new things.
Absolutely.
New things.
Absolutely. Yeah. I am totally grateful. You know, I heard a minister say, and he's passed away, but he's a very
Hmm.
powerful preacher that I always go back and listen to on YouTube. But he said something very impactful to me. He said, when you know that God is for you, when you know that God is with you, and when you know that God is in you, you're going to rise up. So it's about knowledge, renewing your mind. So that's what I've been doing these last few years, is really renewing my mind, reprogramming my thoughts.
Yes.
Going from a victim mentality to a victor mentality. When you start to rise into a victor mentality, you will rise up.
Yes.
for so many years I was seated because I was thinking nobody loves me, nobody understands, nobody really supports me, and I was really defeating myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been an awareness. So this song Rise Up is kind of like an aha moment. It's a revelation that you have to come to realize, hey, I am chosen by God. I'm loved by God. He loves me. I have
Yes.
value. I have something to say. He deposited something in me that this world needs that nobody else can deliver. So why should I
Right.
sit here and be inferior to everybody else around me? No, I'm going to rise up now. In fact, now is the time to rise up.
Now
And,
is the time.
because what am I saying about God when I say, oh, I'm not good enough? I'm devaluing God.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
just,
And listen, I'm over here like on fire, and I'm smiling like real hard because I understand, exactly where you're coming from, because you have to know that you are created with a purpose, and that
yes,
you're the only person that can do that purpose that God
yes,
created you to be. And so I'm so glad that you, like you said, we and to everyone that's out there listening, he's sharing some of the things that he had to, go through, and the process that he had to go through. And we all have to do that, because I know I can say I've had to do that many, many times. And so I'm so glad that each time I rise up, each time I get back up again, each time we check back in with God to see what he says about it, and then we just execute the vision. So thank you so much for just sharing, with everybody, what the song is all about. So
absolutely.
I want to try to get into your songwriting process. So can you share with
Yes,
us, your songwriting process?
absolutely. Well, really, what inspired, well, so my writing process was once I knew what I wanted to talk about, which is Rise Up, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically my life, what I'm going through right now. I just started brainstorming, I came up with the title and then some bullet points on what I wanted to say. And then I connected with my good friend, Alicia Thomas, who's a pro. Um, After our conversation, not long after that, she came back she was like, I think I got a hook. I got sort of an arrangement. So she had everything kind of nailed down after about a week. And then she sent it back to
Wow.
me. And then she wrote the hook, I wrote the verses. And then we laid a rough uh, mix and sent it to the producer, and we said this is how we kind of wanted to sound. He came back with an amazing track, so it was just a team effort.
Wow. And that is so good. A week?
Yeah,
Once you wrote it? And
yeah, she's a pro
wow.
though. Let me tell you, she's written for Justin Bieber, Janet Jackson,
Wow.
um, Tamia. Uh, she's also written gospel. Vanessa Bell Armstrong. I mean, she's amazing. Yeah.
Oh wow. And this is amazing. And the hooks are good and they sound good. I mean, the whole song
Oh
is great.
yes.
So it
Yeah.
sounds really good. So thank you for filling us in on the process, on your songwriting process. So we can just, the listeners, if there's anybody out there who want to write music, anyone else out there that needs, kind of a little bit about the process, getting what you wanted to say down, writing it
Right.
out so you'll have it, kind of writing the vision and making it plain
Absolutely.
so you'll have it.
Absolutely.
So thank you for sharing that. Um, so I wanted to ask you about, let's see, well, we talked about like how did you go about writing the new song? You talked about your process, but how did you go about writing the new song?
Yeah, so what inspired this song was
Mm-hmm.
I was at a crossroads last year and I was really just checking up on myself. I had a conversation with God. I was like, um, I've been pursuing music for a while, over 15 years. And I wanted to know if that was something that God wanted me to continue to do, or if He was leading me in a different direction of ministry. Like maybe
Yeah.
more speaking, preaching, speaking. So I just wanted to know, God, is this truly, is music truly your plan, or is this just something I'm trying to force? Because
Yeah.
I needed to know, in order to go forth and be strong, I needed to know what his purpose was. So, and then, LaDonna, as I kind of touched on it earlier, but as I looked around at the other artists, gospel artists and whatnot, I had my doubts about myself. I said, I don't look like they look. I don't fit in. I'm not really an ambitious person. I am
Mm-hmm.
not a I'm not a really a showy person. I'm more reserved. I'm more um, just more sincere. And I don't really see that out there because you have to kind of be show. You have to have some show business going on. And I said, God, I don't really fit what I'm seeing out there. I I I withdraw. I don't have to do this. Maybe it was
Yeah.
fear talking. But so I just wanted to know if this was really something that he wanted me to do. And what the Lord said to me in that conversation, it was prayer time. He said, do not allow what's going on around you to change
Yeah.
you. He said, my plans for you are still good. He
Yes.
said, get back in faith and rise up. And that's what birthed and inspired the song.
Wow. Wow. And that is so good. That's powerful because once again, I mean, you were questioning, like, is this what you have for
Hmm.
me, Lord? Like, is
Hmm.
this your will? And I know so many times, because even even with me, I just want to say in the beginning, like I used to get on these, well, my spoken word poetry, and that was one of the things that I was at the Rhythm of Gospel for my spoken word poetry album. um it was always, it had a line of ministry in it. It always had that encouraging and that type of feel to it. And I used to get on these lines with other people in the spoken word, and they will be doing what they will be doing, and then I will be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, Lord, I said the same thing. I was like, well, Lord, they're talking about other stuff, and I was like, but you want me to be in this lane, you
Yes.
want me to do
Yes.
this. And he kept telling me to continue. And so I'm so glad that he reassured you of your purpose,
Yes.
of what he called you to do, because Kendall, people need what you have. They
Thank
need
you.
these lyrics,
Yes.
because we love, even though the beat is so good and it's catchy, we need to hear what you're saying. I was listening to those, listening to the lyrics, and I'm a person who loves to listen to the words, and just to hear what it says. And it's going to bring, revelation and insight, saying encouragement
Yeah.
to all that listen, so that they know that they can rise up. They know that they don't have to stay stuck. They know that they can chase their dreams, because they see
Absolutely.
you are talking about it. You're humble, but you're also being realistic about what you've gone through, so
Yes.
that they can feel that and
Yeah.
know that, hey, he's actually being authentic. So
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
walk of yours,
Mm.
I thank you for being authentic. I say that many times, that we share what we go through, so that another person knows that it's possible. And
Absolutely.
so this has been, an amazing conversation with you, just learning all about Rise Up, what inspired you, the songwriting process, what I'm saying, just, our favorite lines
Yes.
in your song. and
Yeah.
and it's just been amazing. And so if there's anything that you want to share to the listeners, to anyone that's out there, feel free to share.
Yeah. Uh I love a good I root for the underdog, okay? And I love when a person who seems least likely wins.
Yeah.
And when you really look at the story of Jesus, um, Jesus was mistreated. He was shunned. He was not treated well when he was here. But and he humbled himself to the point of death. But then as a result of that, God highly exalted him. And
Exactly.
so that's what Rise Up, when I think about Rise Up, and I tell you what, I meditate on the song, but it's so much bigger than a song. It's a message. It's a right now word. What God is telling his people, now is the time to rise up, be about your calling, get about my calling, go forth and do good works for me. Um, when I think about rising up, I think about how Jesus, he went down for 3 days, but what did he do? He got up. He
Come
rose
on.
up.
He got up
And I
on the
think it's
third day.
befitting that we close this with talking about if Jesus got up, he did it,
Yes.
and he showed me exactly how to do it.
Yes.
So see
We can
this,
do it.
we can do it. He showed us how to do it. He made it possible. And so this song is so much more than a groove, a bop.
Yeah.
It is that, and I'm so excited about that. I love that. But the message of it is enough to carry you from now until eternity. You
Yes.
see? So I think that's why people are calling this song a hit, which I am so honored
Yes.
because it's a wonderful, it's the music is amazing, and then the message of it is so powerful. And LaDonna, I don't have a record label. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have uh, financial backing. I don't have uh, an influencer that's pushing me. I just have me and God. But
Come on.
I'm excited about what God will do. He will take something small.
Yes. Come on.
Oh, I want to run around this room here.
Look, I was gonna say same thing. You finna get me to run
I'm
it up
telling
in
you,
here. Come
I'm starting
on.
into preaching mode now. See, he can take a little seed and multiply it so big, and guess
Right.
what? He's going to get all the glory.
Yes.
Because when you
Yes.
got a machine or a company or a large personality, they say, oh, he just made it because so and so or whatever. But God is showing me that when you have my favor,
Yeah.
when you're operating in my purpose, the scripture says that, and we know that all things work together for good.
For the
Romans 8
good.
and 29.
Right.
For those who love the Lord and are called. So that's
According to his
so
purpose.
that's what I wanted to know from God. Are you calling me to do this? Now that I know that you're calling me, I can go forth with confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I'm so thankful that you said all of that, because that's what it's like. That's how I feel with anything that I do for the Lord. And many people ask me about the stuff that happens. I was like, I was just listening to the Lord. I
yes,
was listening to the Lord. I stay in a place of download so that He can give me.
absolutely,
And my drive is to be to line up with His will. And so everything that I do is to line up with His will. And that's the
absolutely.
passion, because I have to have that discipline when passion is not there. But because He gave it to me to help to heal, to help to encourage, to help to edify, I don't lose that purpose. And that's what Rise Up
It
is
is.
going to do for many, many people. And I'm so grateful that I got the opportunity to talk with you. And so, the people that are listening and commenting, we see you. Thank you all
Yes,
for being
yes.
here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And it's just a thing, and like you said, if Jesus, he's made us know that it's possible, and he's always
Absolutely.
encouraging us to be who we've been created to be. And so shine
Yes.
your light. Let your light shine for the kingdom. Continue to do everything that God has called you to be, and he'll give you favor with God and with men. So just
Absolutely.
continue to do everything you've been called to do. This has been amazing, and I'm so grateful that we had a chance to talk about Rise Up.
I am grateful to God for you. Thank you for being one of the bright lights that shine in my life. You are very, what's the word? You inspire me. When I see you
Thank
posting
you.
and you're so consistent. So God bless you.
And I want to thank you too. Thank you so much. I want to thank you for always supporting my books and supporting, my posts and different
My
things,
pleasure.
and the nonprofit, just, encouraging. That's what we're supposed to do. Continue to encourage each other and lift each other up. And so my audience is your audience. And,
Yes.
I want to always help us to just do what we've been created to do, because, you can do what you've been created to do. And so
That's
I
right.
thank you again. So what do
Thank
you
you.
have for all of the listeners and all of the
Oh,
viewers?
yes, yes. Oh, I do want to say I'm glad you said that because I want to say, my video for the Rise Up is going to
Yay!
premiere on Friday. Yeah, so
Okay.
please,
Yes.
please be on the lookout. It's going to be posted on YouTube, of course. I'll be posting more. I'll share a link on Friday. So
Okay, so we are going to be looking out. I'm going to share it as soon as I see it. I saw you
thank
all
you.
working hard, dancing and
Yeah,
having fun. It looks like
absolutely.
it's going to be amazing. So everybody out there, be listening on Friday.
You
Be on the
know,
lookout.
Another thing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but another thing I wanted to say about this record that I love is it gets me out of my shell because normally I'm just kind of reserved. But with this record, I get to dance and have fun because really, truthfully, I love praising the Lord. I love dancing. It's all a presentation. So
Yeah,
that's what this
yeah.
record allows me to do. So I love
Well,
it. I love
that
it.
is good because he inhabits the praises of his people, and so we go
Yes.
worship him and praise him with some good music, powerful lyrics, and just continue to lift up the name of Jesus and God and
Mhm.
through your music and touch lives and impacting lives. And I want to tell you that you are an influencer. You are an influencer from the moment I met you. Like I said,
Mhm.
from the moment I met you, I came to Birmingham. I didn't know anybody, but when I saw you all in the music and doing what you were called to do,
Mhm.
I was, I locked on, and I've been friends and been following you since then. And so I just appreciate, your yes to everything that God is asked you to do in this season. And like you said, he is calling all of his
Oh,
children, the remnant, and
yes.
everyone to rise up in this season. And so everybody that's listening, here's the clarion call for you to rise up and do what God
Yes.
has called you to do.
Yeah.
I'm LaDonna Marie, and I'm so, so, so grateful that I have this
LaDonna,
conversation.
I want to give a shout out to a Union Baptist Church. So I recently, about a year ago, moved to Dallas, but I'm from, um, well, Arkansas, Fort Smith, Arkansas. But I have some wonderful followers from Union Baptist Church, Union Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Marvin Thompson and First Lady Marilyn, and they are so supportive, so lovely to me. And I just want to give a shout out to them and let them know how much I love them and appreciate them.
Oh, that is so awesome. So
Yeah.
hopefully they will be watching this. You can
Yes.
share it with them so they can see.
Absolutely.
It's always great to have good people in your corner. So that is great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I'm done. Thank you so much for this wonderful time.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
much
thank you
love to you.
again. Like, this has been a great conversation. I'm gonna go listen to Rise Up a couple more times. I appreciate it, and I'm looking out for that video come Friday.
Thank you so much.
All
God
right. Well,
bless you.
peace and blessings to you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night, everybody.
Yes, thank you all.